Hi guys. So I don't know about you, but I could sure use a reading on something positive, something looking toward the future. So let's look forward to the possible next attorney general under Biden and Kamala. Biden Harris. So yeah, we want to, I know it's so far ahead of time, like they maybe they're thinking about it already. But yeah, so a couple names that were suggested by you guys. Neil Katyal. He's you might recognize him from MSNBC. He's great when he comes on and helps just like calmly explain things that are happening in different like lawsuits or whatever happening. He's a lawyer, a professor, served in the Obama administration as the acting solicitor of the U.S. He's been in the U.S. Justice Department. And then someone else suggested Glenn Kirschner, who also crossed my mind. He also contributes to MSNBC. He also has a great YouTube channel that I definitely recommend. I listen to it every day. He does just short videos explaining these things that like make my head spin, and he just like gets it 100%. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we can do. It's great. He was a football player in college, I didn't realize, and then he was in a JAG in the Army for 6 years. I hope I'm saying that right. An Army JAG. And then was an assistant U.S. attorney in D.C., and he also worked in homicide under Robert Mueller for many years. And then Sally Yates is someone I picked. Everybody knows who Sally Yates is. She was acting attorney general for a while and testified against corruption, so everybody trusts her. Well, I'll give you the final one. Eric Swalwell. I'm throwing in there, I don't even know if he qualifies. He was a deputy district attorney in California for a little while before his current job in the House of Representatives for California. It's a safe district, I think. So, and he stands out to me because he's been so strong every time that there's any kind of testifying in Congress. He's so strong. He's definitely going to go places. I got a no with my pendulum for Sally Yates for some reason, but I got and this is just like, is it possible? Is it, and I got a yes for the other three. So maybe Sally Yates, I'm sure there's something for her, but I don't think that's going to be it. Maybe she's been so under attack. Maybe they don't want to put her on the spot like that. I don't think she's really a person who wants to be in the limelight. And I do think this next AG, everyone in this next administration is going to be in the limelight. And I kind of think that's cool that we've never been so involved before. And that's one thing we'll get out of this. And I feel like we'll teach our kids and grandkids and nieces and nephews, like, always be involved, always be paying attention. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to do probably like 3 rows here. So let's start with Neil. Okay, here's what I get for these 3. So Neil, Katyal on the left. I get some strong cards here. I have the Judgment covered by the moon. It's interesting because he's such a calm, cool, and collected guy. But he is so ready. He feels so strong inside in this Judgment. And then with the moon, I feel that he really imagines in his mind. It's like almost like he hangs out at home and just goes through his mind all the things that he would like to be able to do about the things going on right now. So I think he could really, he can imagine himself in that position. And I don't feel it as an ego. I feel it more just as a desire to right the wrongs. He really would like to get out there and be able to do that. And he definitely, it weighs on him, the things that like are going on in our government. It goes through his mind a lot. So he's a strong contender personally. And then underneath in the base, we've got the Chariot card, which is a really strong card also. That's like full speed ahead. So, I think as far as he's all about it. And then up at the top, we've got a Page of Pentacles and a Queen of Wands. I mean, this could be sort of an offer, but it is a page which is like a low level, not, the highest of of offers. But so it could be some kind of an offer, or what it could be is that he's been recommended, or he has put himself out there. Perhaps this Queen of Wands could be Kamala, because she probably, she being a prosecutor herself, she recognizes him. She might have thrown, I would guess that she's thrown his name in, you know what I mean? Or maybe even reached out to him a little bit. So there's been a little communication or a little bit of mention of him already. So that's cool. And he's so ready for it and so strong. Glenn Kirschner, I don't see it for him. I see this card, the Seven of Cups, is a sort of, I think he imagines it. He likes to imagine it for himself. This is kind of an illusion-delusion card, or it can mean just sort of imagining, great things for oneself. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then covering it is this, this is called a materialism card. In the traditional deck, it's the Devil card, actually. But this deck just sort of tilts it a little more toward, I guess less scary and more human. I don't necessarily know that he's a materialistic guy, but it might be just a little bit more of an idea that he likes to have, as opposed to maybe the right fit for him. And then what's interesting, though, that I do see here, and here we have at the base, is like sort of a disappointing offer. So I think it's, I think maybe he'll be maybe disappointed if that's something he really wants. But at the top, I have the World and the Strength card. These are really strong cards. And I remembered when I read his little Wikipedia page, he was a journalism major. I see him moving more into that, which actually works for this. I think what he would like, I think he, would like to be on TV more. And I almost see him like, and I don't mean this as an insult, like I almost see him like a possible like Hannity style show. But of course not lying and not being, aggressive, but more just a show that's fun, that's entertaining and with a strong voice. But like a good version, where he's speaking, for truth and justice. I think that could be a really interesting position for him, especially if we are going through a lot of trials in the future. Like as we comb through all the things that happened this 4 years, that could be a really interesting job for him to have his own show, maybe on one of the cable networks. That could be really interesting. I'd like to see him. Maybe he will replace, there's one guy I don't like. And then Swalwell here. Okay, so Swalwell, I feel, and this is so interesting because I listened to Diane's Tarot. She's wonderful. To follow on YouTube. She's a great channel. I swear she got a Hanged Man for Eric Swalwell today, like when I listened to her thing today. And also I think she might have gotten a Knight of Swords, and I'm reading it exactly as she read. I think that he is frustrated. He's currently he has so much energy and so much to offer. So much. He wants to fight. And then, I'm reminded that he has recently brought up wanting to do he's been recommending this Presidential Crimes Commission after we escaped Trump hell, in his words. So he's been bringing that up, and he feels frustrated by the fact that he feels like he can't do more. And I feel that from him. It's just like, he has so much he wants to give. At the base, he's trying to figure out what he can do, which is why he announced this thing. He's just like, what can I do? He has all this energy and all this passion to right what's being done that's wrong. And so Diane Tarot, she suggested that he might be sort of like a light worker. Now, it's funny because when I was I was like, I felt like there's some destiny he has with Donald Trump, like, and that's what is burning inside of him. She mentioned him as like a light worker, which could be similar, like whatever. He has like work to do, and he's just not able to do it right now. He's in just this holding position. And then at the surface, I see for him this Ace of Wands, very powerful card. This Nine of Swords can be like a card of anxiety. Traditionally, it would be the card of like waking up in the middle of the night with anxiety. But in this deck, it sort of deals with it differently, where it's like letting the anxiety go. You see these swords just like dropping out of her bag. And so it's like more of an active anxiety where so I think it could be whatever he does in the future, it will be strong, it will be powerful, it will be justice. And, the ace suggesting something new. So it's like maybe he will be that very strong position of AG. And he will start to tackle things one by one. He will, like, let's look into this, let's look at all these investigations, that he will be able to start to feel better, to let go of some of the anxiety and the feeling that he's just like about to burst in this picture. And the Hanged Man does have a halo, like he's supposed to be zen, but it's really hard for him to be zen. He has just so much fight in him, and he's so ready for it. So my guesses would be that, Neil and Eric, again, I don't even know if Eric is qualified to be AG, but something big for him in the future. Glenn, also a big future, but just not in this. It will be more in show business. That's what I see. And, nothing wrong with that. We need people with that kind of personality also. And I think he'd be really good at it. So that's also interesting. Oh, and then at the bottom of the deck, when I pulled all these, I got the Sun card, which is such a positive card. So, like, no matter what, I feel like Spirit's telling us, like, whoever it is, it's going to be a whole new day, this is, like, the positivity I needed to feel. And the sun shining on all of these things that right now are just so covered up. And then I get a Queen of Swords and this Three of Cups. That's interesting. I wonder who this might be talking about. If anybody has any ideas of who this might be, maybe there's someone I left out. Oh, and by the way, I did feel like I got a hit on Sally Yates, that she might be a judge at one point someday. So I want to read on her, maybe right now. That just felt like, oh yeah, that feels right. Sally Yates as a judge. Oh my God, what if she could be like oh my gosh, what if she could be the Supreme Court Justice? Oh, that would be so cool. I wonder. And then I see this Three of Cups, meaning like friends. Oh, and that's another thing I got. I wonder if in the future, and I wonder that with this, like, is it possible that because of what's happening with Bill Barr and all of this corruption we're seeing right now, we're going to have to learn from this stuff? That this is a scary situation. The Attorney General has way too much power, and maybe it will have to be split into two positions, like two different people, or some way to be sure that, like, I don't know, I think there are going to be a lot of changes in our government to be sure that this sort of power coup can't happen in our government again. So that was pretty fun. I'm excited about some of this. And thanks for watching. Let me know if you had any other thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys next time. And please like and subscribe.